There's tons of people teaching astrology. I'm not the only guy. I don't know everything. But this is kind of, maybe you can add this to something you're already studying, because you're going to meet tons of different people as you study astrology. You're going to read lots of different books. There are many, many websites across the internet where you can glean so much really wonderful information. So when I start out with a client for the first time, I always say, this is a chart. This is a picture of the solar system at the moment of your birth. As you can see, it's a wheel divided into 12 houses. So here we have a wheel or a circle divided into 12 houses. You'll notice the notches. From your days of geometry, or maybe not, you will know that a circle has 360 degrees. There's no way you can get more degrees into a circle than 360 degrees. So when people ask me, and somebody asked me this last week, what I thought about the 13th sign, my reply is that's a bunch of bunk, and somebody that wants to just get some traffic to their website to talk about it. Because how are you going to get a 13th sign into a circle? Because there's already 12. If there are 12 signs in 360 degrees, each sign is 30 degrees, as you can see here. We always start to read a chart over here from the left-hand side, or the 9 o'clock mark to the 8 o'clock mark, and down around. Each house, or piece of the pie, or hour, or whatever you want to call it, but each house has 30 degrees. Notice these three notches, actually these two notches. There's a space there, there, and there. A sign can be divided into what we call 3 decans. A decan is 10 degrees, DEC. So that's just something to put back there in your mind that we'll talk about later. Sometimes I'll talk about it and sometimes I won't, just and depending on how in-depth you want to go when you're reading a chart. A lot of times I do use this when I'm trying to figure out what motivates a person. So this chart, or this wheel, by the way, I hope you downloaded it. But the funny thing is, I got this from internationalastrologers.com. I thought it was a great wheel. And I love the fact that it's got the mark across the middle. So this is their wheel they used for a long time and had it folded in the middle. So I love the energy of it. The signs on the houses are right, but the house numbers are not. This would be the first house, which it looks like number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 houses. And the signs, that doesn't look like, oh, there's the Aries, you can see it. I'm going to show you a better chart in a minute. There's Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. That's me, I'm a Virgo. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces rules the 12th house. So download some of these, because when we talk about the position of the planets, you can then look on this wheel to see where those planets are located. And maybe you'll do it with your own chart. So for instance, every sign has 30 degrees. I'm born on the 16th of September in 1954. On that day, the sun was at 23 degrees. So here is the sign of Virgo. Here's 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20 degrees. So my sun is positioned right about there in the sign of Virgo, which, by the way, is the 3rd decan of Virgo. The 1st decan of Virgo is like Virgo. The 2nd decan of Virgo is going to be more Capricorn-like. And the 3rd decan of Virgo would be more Taurus-like. So, and we'll talk about that more later, but you may want to start to think about what decan your sign or your sun is in when you print your chart. Okay, this is a blank Aries chart. And I want you to print this chart so that you can take notes on it. And again, it's the same wheel. It just doesn't have all the little 360 notches. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and so on. Use this for taking notes. So when we say something about, well, we're going to talk about Aquarius, and we're going to talk about Aries, and we're going to talk about Pluto and Capricorn, maybe in this class and the next one. So make notes on this piece of paper and keep this piece of paper, because you're going to use it to draw lines, and like I said, you may want to print a whole bunch of these as we go along. They'll always be there for you to print. So when you are taking notes, put them into this chart, and that will really help you learn and keep this chart. Maybe your chart will end up folded like that person who had the chart on the International Astrologers website that's so worn with a line down the middle.